Welcome to FCRB TV. Today is a really sad day for me because even though it's my son's birthday, he turns 8 today. My firstborn is 8 years old today. Uh, Arsene Wenger has let the world know that he will be stepping down at the end of the season. So it's a little bittersweet. It's a day that I personally did not want. I mean, it's inevitable. He couldn't stay forever, but you kind of don't want to see it happen. You know what I mean? And he's going to go, and it's funny. A lot of the people, not all, but most of the people who, you know, were bashing him. I myself at times got frustrated with results and how the team looked at times, but I matured over the years as well, and I realized I realized sooner rather than later that we were very lucky to have Arsene Wenger as our manager at Arsenal, and uh, and all the criticism that he got was really unjust. I hope the players can, rectify some of the tough times by winning the Europa League, and win as many games as they can before he goes. But it's tough. It's an end of an era. He couldn't stay forever. It would have been nicer if it could have been smoother, but it couldn't have been. It's just to stop and think about, come next season, come August, Arsene Wenger won't be there anymore. It's going to be tough it's going to be strange to get used to, you know what I mean? And I've been thinking about it all day. A lot of people say stuff like, oh, we're going to miss Messi, we're going to miss Ronaldo, we're going to miss, X, Y, and Z player, But I'm telling you, I'm going to miss when Mourinho leaves too, because his day is coming. Wenger is going to go. Mourinho is on his way next, I think. Ancelotti will go soon too. A lot of these great managers they don't stay forever either. Just as much as the players and the managers, they're quite important as well. Giving players chances. Allowing somebody to blossom as the player that we all end up loving, things like that. Managers have a huge role to play. And, I'm going to kind of segue into, with Wenger's notification of his stepping down at the end of the year. Being a manager is hard. It's really hard, especially in this day and age, because, you go back 15, 20, 25 years, a manager comes in and, it's not so hard for the manager to win the respect of the players, because the players, they have a certain level of professionalism to themselves, and they're there to, see if the manager has the right stuff to get them and the team to the next level. And then if they find out he's not the man, then, they're still professional about it. But in this day and age, a proven winner like Arsene Wenger, guys aren't fighting for him. You know what I mean? They're not fighting for him. They're just showing up when they want to show up. They go partying the night before the game. It's crazy. And even if you're gonna party the night before the game, you got to come into the game the next day, hungover or not, and ball out. But they don't even do that anymore. They don't. Manchester United, they went to the Etihad 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and they won the game in 45 minutes. They were down 2-0, came back, won 3-2 in 45 minutes. Then the next game, they host the bottom of the league, West Brom, going to get relegated. They lose at home 1-0 to them. And that's not on Mourinho. That is the players choosing when they want to play. And Mourinho has told us in his interviews, that he told us in his interviews that, he saw it in training. You know what I mean? The players there are so hard. And I'm talking about Mourinho and what happened with them in the last 2.5 weeks, how they won, lost, and won. They beat Bournemouth the other day 2-0. Get ready for the FA Cup semifinals. And I tell you, I'm talking about that because part of Wenger having to go now and having to step down is because these players, they're really hard to manage. They're so hard to manage. You're almost like a babysitter. Almost like a babysitter. And don't forget, these guys are making millions of dollars. And you have to always, cater to their every need and all this stuff and all that. It's like, dude, get the job done, It's totally different now, So these managers are going to be gone soon, and we're going to miss them. There's some awesome young ones coming about, So it's just shocking, and it's just shocking and sad that Arsene Wenger is going to go after 22 years. Has done so much for Arsenal Football Club, so much for English football as a whole, and wow, I just don't. It's just going to be different. I never wanted it to be like this for him, but that's how it goes now. These players, man, they have the managers' careers in their hands. So thank you so much, Arsene Wenger, for what you've done for Arsenal. I'm certainly going to miss you. I miss you now, and you haven't even gone yet. But it's just a bittersweet day. My kid turns 8. The professor tells me he's leaving. It's tough. It's just like mixed emotions. But Arsenal's got West Ham on Sunday. Hopefully they can get a good result there and get themselves mentally prepared to host Atletico on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, this vid is for Arsene. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Wenger. C'est fantastique trainer. So he's someone I really respect a lot, and I myself, I'm a young manager, and in games I stand there and I say, what would Wenger do? And some of you may laugh, but listen, the man went 38 games unbeaten, won the league. Nobody's going to do that for a long time, not even Pep. Wenger knows his stuff. I just think the players today are really hard to manage, and they don't like to listen. They don't like to be told anything. They want to show up and do whatever it is they want to do. And then, if it doesn't work, well, we'll do it again next week. That's how it goes at times, So Wenger's fantastic. Going to miss him. Intrigued to see who we do bring in to replace him. My personal first choice was Niko Kovac, who Bayern Munich just signed. And if you guys go back into the videos, I said Niko Kovac, and I'm sure people were like, what's this guy on? Niko Kovac, who's that? Bayern just got him. Now. And now when Bayern keeps winning with Niko Kovac as the manager, you'll be like, this Niko Kovac guy's a great coach. He should have come to Arsenal. Shut up. I said that a long time ago. So Nico's gone. He's gone to Bayern. Good for him. Good for Bayern. And I think he's going to do a great job at Bayern, by the way. So now we're left with other good selection choices. And I would say we go with Allegri from Juve, Max Allegri, or Patrick Vieira, I'm here in stateside, and I watch MLS every weekend. You got to watch it all so you know what you're talking about, And I just watched Vieira's New York City side against Atlanta, and they drew 2-2 last Sunday, and it was a good game, and they played good footy, and Vieira would be great for us. So either way, Vieira or Allegri, I kind of leaning towards Allegri, honestly, because he's taken teams to Champions League finals. He's a good manager. He knows his stuff, and he's done a great job at Juve. Managing at Juve is not easy, and he's done a great job over there. And if Michael Oliver didn't mess it up, Juve would still be playing in the Champions League right now. You know what I mean? So that's where we are. But I just want to make a quick video, short one for Monsieur Arsene Wenger. I mean, he's awesome, man. I really, really love the dude, and I try to emulate all that he does, how he comports himself in interviews, and how he puts his teams together. And if you ever got to see any of my teams play, you would say this guy, has copied Arsene Wenger to a T. So I owe him a lot. I owe him a lot in my coaching career because I've modeled a lot of what my sides do after what his sides have done. So we try to copy that. So thanks, Arsene, and yeah, we'll be back at it. So you guys enjoy the weekend. We've got the State Cup draw tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we're gonna live tweet, keeping people updated on how it goes for FC Red and Black. So follow FC Red and Blacks on Twitter, and you'll know who we draw in the under 12, 13, and 15 age groups, and we'll go from there. So you guys have a nice weekend. The Twitter account is FC_RB 2010 at FC_RB 2010. All right, so that'll be cool. 2 p.m. tomorrow, and we'll go from there. All right, so have a good weekend. Subscribe, FCRB TV. Ciao.